BTV, your TV.
The following is a special Bay TV sports presentation.
When you think of North Bay prep football, Marin Catholic usually comes to mind. Coach Scott Morrison's Wildcats play one of the toughest schedules in the Bay Area. Tonight, they'll take on East Bay legend Frank Milo's El Cerrito Gauchos. Both teams are pumped and ready to go, including a big game chant.
Oh, whoa, whoa. Easy, Gauchos. Easy, Gauchos. To the title we go. To the title we go.
Well, they can't chant, but they can play. It's North Bay versus East Bay. Next. Go! Welcome to Bay TV's Friday Night Football. Tonight we come to you from the East Bay Hills of El Cerrito. And we've got an interesting matchup of contrasted styles. Marin Catholic, a 4A school from the North Bay, taking on the El Cerrito Gauchos, an East Bay 2A school. Hello everybody, I'm Dave Cox along with Brad Muster, and at first glance you say, whoa, 2A versus 4A. But last week, Pinole Valley, a 4A team, matched up against El Cerrito, and El Cerrito won easily.
That's right. A lot of people thought that was a big surprise, but you got to remember that Frank Milo's been here 19 years as the head coach, 17 years before that at Richmond. You know his teams are going to be well coached and ready to play.
Well, a lot of great skill position players for El Cerrito. They've averaged 43 points a game in their last 3 games. No doubt their strength on the offensive side.
That's right. You got to look at their running game with Chioki Oyenegetcha. He's the running back. He's over 400 yards on the year, a healthy 6.8 yards per carry. And then the quarterback duties are Ricky Gatewoods. Now, he's a threat to run the ball as well as throw it, and he ran it very well last week, scoring on a 25-yard touchdown run.
Well, no doubt Marin Catholic will try and key on Oyenegetcha. If they do that, look for Philip Vincent, the fullback, to get the ball. They ran the quick trap with him last week against Pinole Valley very effectively. He scored 2 touchdowns. No doubt Marin Catholic's strength is on the defensive side. They preach a team concept, and they do it very well.
Yeah, and they're very happy with their 2 bookend defensive ends, Justin Johnson and Dan Crowley. Now, they've got to get a lot of pressure and have big nights tonight to contain this explosive El Cerrito offense.
Well, anybody who's watched a lot of high school football knows that you see guys going both ways, but not many guys do it better than Marin Catholic's Greg Benson. Not only the leading rusher on this team, but also the leading tackler. And as a guy who went both ways in high school, Brad, you know this is not easy to do.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of stud running backs on Friday Night Football that played both ways, but they usually end up in the secondary. Here, Greg Benson carries the ball a lot, gets a lot of punishment carrying it, but also delivers a lot of punishment from his linebacker position.
Well, if the strength for Marin Catholic is on the defensive line, the weakness on defense is in the secondary. Now, what can head coach Scott Morrison do, Brad, to try to keep El Cerrito from exploiting that?
Well, he's hoping that Crowley and Johnson are able to provide enough pressure on Gatewood so he can play zone defense behind it. Now, if he has to bring the blitz, he better make sure that they get to Gatewood and make him get quick decisions, or else it's going to be a long night for the Wildcats.
Well, it should be an interesting matchup tonight. We'll see who comes out on top in just a moment. Right now, we're going to check in with our field reporter, Rich Cellini, for more on tonight's matchup.
Thanks, guys. This is a very big game tonight for Marin Catholic. Make no doubt about it. They're playing as an independent this year, which means if they want to get to the playoffs, they have to stay above 500 and pick up some quality wins. They also feel as though they're carrying the mantle for the entire North Bay. They've heard enough about how all the good teams in the Bay Area are from the East Bay and the South Bay. They can win here tonight on the road. Their argument will have a lot more validity. If history is any indication, they might be in pretty good shape. They're 2-0 against El Cerrito with wins in 96 and 98. Dave?
Well, should be a great matchup. Marin Catholic and El Cerrito coming up next here on Friday Night Football. Bay TV's Friday Night Football is brought to you by McDonald's.
I think one of the great things about getting to do the show is we get to meet fabulous storytellers who love to say, look, come, let me show you where we live. Let me show you what I love about my life. Let me show you what it is I do with my life that might intrigue you. You know, sometimes it's pretty funny, and sometimes it's very poignant. By meeting all the people who populate the back roads, we get a chance to know where we live. Join us on Bay Area Backroads every day on Bay TV, your TV.
We love to see you smile.
At McDonald's, every order is made hot, fresh, right to order. So I'm not just making a burger.
I'm making your burger.
Right now, we're making mini meal deals for just $1.99. A McDouble, small fries, and a small drink, or a McChicken, small fries, and a small drink. Just part of our everyday McValues menu.
We love to see you smile.
New mini meal deals, just $1.99 every day.
The Outback has finally come to town. Introducing the Subaru Outback Sedan. A completely new kind of car that combines the rugged traction and control of full-time all-wheel drive with a decidedly uptown look.
My kind of town.
Outback Sedan, yet another first from Subaru.
Welcome back to El Cerrito High School. We are getting set for tonight's kickoff, and there's Frank Milo, the head coach for El Cerrito. 19 years here at El Cerrito, 36 years in the area, and by my math, Brad, that takes him back to about 1964. He's seen a lot of high school football. There's Scott Morrison on the other side of the field, has taken over here for Larry Gondola. A lot of tradition here at Marin Catholic. His first year, they won NCS. Kickoff by J.P. Heaton. Oyenegetcha and Cotton are back deep for El Cerrito, and it's Cotton inside the 5. And Cotton gets bumped out on the far side of the field near the 20-yard line. That is where El Cerrito would take over. Andrew Baumgartner bumping him out right there. There's Ricky Gatewood, very dangerous player. Can make a lot of things happen himself. 835 yards in the air, but he can also run, Brad. Anytime you have a guy like that, it makes it very tough on defense.
Well, you got to make sure you stay in your passing lanes, contain the quarterback. He's a threat to run, and it really weighs in on a defense, thinking that they have to stop a running quarterback and not just a throwing quarterback.
El Cerrito comes up to the line. Tons of weapons on this team. Very, very fast team. That has to concern Scott Morrison for Marin Catholic. We'll see if the team concept for Marin Catholic can keep him in check. Here's Oyenegetcha, the fastest of the bunch on first down, and it's Morales who corrals him in the backfield, strips the football loose. Who's got this thing? Marin Catholic thinks they have it. We'll wait for the officials. Dave Clark, the referee. And it is going to be Marin Catholic's football. Dan Coffey comes up with it. Second-year starter Morales, the glue of this defense for Marin Catholic, comes up with a huge play.
Well, you're going to get you here trying to get second effort, bouncing off tacklers, trying to get some extra yardage there, and there's the strip by Morales. And Coffey comes up with the recovery. Big start here for the Wildcats.
So now it will be Marin Catholic's turn. Only one offensive play for El Cerrito and a turnover. Sophomore quarterback David D'Ambrosio thrown for 600 yards this year. They really need him to cut down on his interceptions. Just a sophomore in just his second year of playing football. Handoff goes to Greg Benson on first down. He trips in the backfield and gets about a yard, and that is all. Second down coming up. Take a look at the offensive starters for Marin Catholic. They've got some good skill position guys. Callan, a game breaker for them on offense, the go-to guy. And there is some very good linemen here. They work hard on the weights. They're very big and very strong up front. It's a great field position for Marin Catholic. From the 15-yard line of El Cerrito. Pitch it out to Benson this time. Moving forward, a flag goes down. It's the first hit by Floyd Teasley. And there is a flag down, so we'll wait for Dave Clark to sort this out for us.
Bob, you want to take it? You're going to go back 10 yards from the flag. We got a hold. Number 3. Holding. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Repeat. Second down.
Tough way to start for both teams here. We see a fumble and now a big penalty, and you know that does not make Scott Morrison happy.
Well, Offense has been his trouble so far this year, but put in good field position right off the bat. They trip up the ball carrier, now get a holding penalty. Not a good start.
Second and a bunch now. It's Benson again, and again he slips. Field a little bit wet, the grass a little bit long, and that has given Benson trouble here on his first couple of carries. As we now take a look at the El Cerrito defense, lots of speed. Andrew Keogh, one of the only linemen that goes both ways for this team. Tramel Jones, the leading tackler at linebacker, a great athlete, and also great speed in the secondary. Shambi Evans, a very good athlete. We'll see him on punt returns and kick returns. And they play with a couple of rovers, more like strong safeties, two of them, and those guys can come up and blitz or play back in the secondary. An interesting style. Man in motion here. D'Ambrosio looking for 6. Into the end zone it goes, a dive, but it hits the turf. Great try by Mark Alioto, but he can't quite come up with that one. Oyenigetcha was on defense that time. Oyenigetcha, a real speedster, 10.66 in the 100 meters. He's the NCS champion. He can fly.
That is flying, and he's good size, too, at 6'3", 180 pounds.
J.P. Heaton now will try a field goal. If he makes this, it will be a school record. He's already hit 6 this year, and he hasn't missed a kick, whether it be an extra point or a field goal. This will be a 41-yard attempt out of the hold of Andrew Baumgartner. Heaton, just a junior, and it's partially blocked. Into the end zone it goes, and El Cerrito will take over at the 20, so no record on that one. The first kick he's missed all year long. Low trajectory on that, and they definitely got a hand up to bat that thing down. Big break there for El Cerrito. They come up with a huge play on special teams to turn away the Wildcats. Now Frank Milo's squad will go back on the attack offensively, having fumbled on their first possession.
You got to think they've dodged a bullet there. Ricky Gatewood, his first 3 games numbers, and then his last 3 games. 8 touchdown passes.
Flannery goes in motion now for El Cerrito, and Gatewood will go to the air for the first time today. He's got Evans wide open. Evans all the way down to the 28-yard line. Gatewood with time, and he's able to pick apart that secondary for Marin Catholic.
You see it again, Gatewood off play action, not pressured, didn't need to. It was a quick post route. Shambi Evans reels it in before it's brought down by Adam Callan, but that's its secondary woes that has plagued Marin Catholic play this season defensively.
52 yards. There you see Evans on the year averaging over 24 yards a catch. He calls himself Blaze. The pitch out now, and the ball is loose, but Oyenigetcha dives on it back at the 36-yard line. Good recovery. They will run the option. Gatewood very dangerous, but the pitch that time goes a little bit awry. We're going to take a look at the rest of the starters on offense for El Cerrito. See Evans, Raleigh, a good tight end as a blocker. And there's the guys on the line. Again, it's Keogh who goes both way. Very unusual. They like to keep their linemen rested. They don't let a lot of guys go both ways, but they think so much of Keogh and his ability to play the game. They allow him to do that. Gatewood to the air again, a little bit high this time, intended for Chris Ransom. Ransom just a freshman on this El Cerrito squad, but playing up here at the varsity level, and he is legitimate. Take a look at Marin Catholic's defense now. There's the bookends with Johnson and Crowley, Wagner and Nelson also very strong on that line. Morales and Benson at linebacker, both very, very strong. And there's the secondary. Try to put pressure on to protect those guys in the secondary. The object for Marin Catholic, says Scott Morrison, is to get to Gatewood and force him to do things that he doesn't want to do early on. If you put pressure on him but you don't contain him, he'll burn you because he can improvise. He's a great athlete, and he's often best when the play breaks up and he has to improvise a little bit. Much like a Randall Cunningham type of player.
Set it to 820.
So it's not enough just to flush him out. You've got to get him early, and you've got to get him down.
Right, and this is a situation that really plays into Gatewood's hands here. 3rd and long situation. He probably won't rush too many people, drop off in zone. But when he gets in the open field as a runner, very difficult to bring down.
Third down.
So third down here for El Cerrito. About 20 yards to go. Gatewood looks over the defense. Pressure this time, and he steps up. There he goes to the 30, down to the 26. Taken down by Benson and Morales.
That looked like a design quarterback draw all the way.
10 yards there for Gatewood as he gets a chunk back.
You see again, 3 quick step drop. And he's thinking run all the way, quarterback draw. You see the niftiness, eluding a couple tacklers there. It takes 2 Wildcats to bring him down the open field.
Fourth and a little more than 10 now. They'll go for it. There's Greg Benson, the leading tackler. Very hard worker. Ransom, who goes in motion here for Gatewood. Gatewood with time, and Evans has it. And it's going to be very close. Good hit there by Mark Alioto. Small, fiery guy who knocks him down. And it is a hold for Marin Catholic. So El Cerrito drives but does not score. We'll be right back.
What is Bay Cafe? You like to eat, right? You want to know who's cooking where? You want to learn how to make Johnny cake? You want to know what to do with cilantro? You like to do what I'm doing? Cook? Whoa! Or do you prefer to watch? You want to learn how to make cornbread? How many chefs does it take to make polenta? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chefs. You're going to learn all things about food, wine, all about the best restaurants and chefs in the Bay Area. Come on, be my guest on Bay Cafe.
Weekdays at 5:30 on Bay TV, your TV.
Oh, yeah, this is looking good.
Just a bit of magic. Oh, you gotta see it. Slightly unexpected. Perfectly perfected.
High-definition television, made possible by Panasonic.
Oh, just a bit of magic.
Take that ordinary room and create an extraordinary room with your free Domestications catalog. Discover the huge selection of beautiful home furnishings. Call 1-800-850-9448 for your free catalog.
Welcome back to Friday Night Football. So far, an exciting first quarter. Already we're seeing the contrast, Brad, the athletes of El Cerrito versus the team concept of Marin Catholic. And right now it's a toss-up.
Well, still 0-0, but Marin Catholic got to do a better job in the running game, specifically Greg Benson getting the feet up, not getting caught in this high turf out in El Cerrito's field.
D'Ambrosio brings them out of the huddle at their own 20-yard line. Benson straight ahead, nice gain. He gets 9 yards. A little bit short of the first down. Jamonte Cox takes him down, plays that rover position very, very well, and he's a sure tackler. That time he was able to corral Benson.
And there's a nice lead block in there by Nick Ziamathon. And Benson fires it in there for 9 yards.
So Benson with a nice gain. He leads the team in rushing. They have not been able to run the ball very well this year, but Benson has picked up most of their yardage. This time, it is number 12 carrying, Nick Diziamathon, taken down by Andrew Keogh. Keogh wasn't all-league last year, and he really took exception to that. Worked very, very hard this year. He comes back playing both sides of the ball. Very smart guy, got over 1,300 on the SAT, and one of the schools that is interested in Keogh's services is Stanford, Brad. So we'll see if that pans out. They sent some tapes.
I'm doing a little scouting here myself tonight.
I like that. Incomplete pass this time. D'Ambrosio throwing a little bit high for Crowley. Well, D'Ambrosio, a great story. Didn't play football until his freshman year here at Marin Catholic. The coaches watched him play a lot, liked his knack, his instinct. He's a very tough guy, brings a lot of poise into the huddle. Scott Morrison had him in class as a teacher, and he liked D'Ambrosio. The JV coach said, I don't know, I think he needs another year, but Morrison said, I'm bringing him up. Was really supposed to split time with Johnny Nevin, however, but Nevin got hurt. Not much there. Marin Catholic's defense with a good hit on Tyler Higgins. First man there, Floyd Teasley. Jones was also in on the play. Jones, the captain on defense, plays only football. As you can see, he leads the team in tackles.
Tremel Jones really stepped up and filled that hole. All you young wannabe linebackers keep your eye on him tonight, as well as Greg Benson. Find out how he played the linebacker position.
3rd down and 7 now for Marin Catholic. They've moved it out to the 39-yard line. Swing it out to the fullback. This is Tyler Higgins, and Higgins with a nice gain before he's met by Oyenegetcha and Hill. 9-yard pickup right there, and that will be a 1st down for Marin Catholic.
And here you see the blitz. John Norman coming, number 35, and then they're able to swing it out there to Tyler Higgins, and he makes the first guy miss, and that's why they pick up the 1st down. Defenses usually blitz in that situation to make the offense throw the side adjustment, the quick route, but this time Higgins is able to catch it, elude the first tackler, and that's why they pick up the 1st down.
Good safe play, trying to build confidence in David D'Ambrosio, the sophomore quarterback. From the 44 now. Good second effort that time. Helmets are flying, all kinds of hitting going on Friday Night Football, and it's Benson who loses his lid. Oh my goodness.
And he's laughing about it. I mean, that will not affect his play at all, but the more physical the better as far as Greg Benson is concerned. Good job of MC trying to work the snap count, a little delayed count there. And there's Benson fighting for extra yardage, and there goes his hat.
Gotta love Benson, real old school. Coach Morrison said he was the first guy in the weight room after the Christmas break last season. Has worked harder than anybody. This time it's the fullback Tyler Higgins, and he gets to about the 49-yard line. Scott Morrison bringing in the plays. Tramel Jones on the tackle that time. Jones coming off a deep thigh bruise against Encinal. 3rd down. They need a long 3 right here. Ball control type drive here for Marin Catholic, and they send triplets to the far side. D'Ambrosio to the air. Flushed out. He will tuck and go. Nice pickup. They'll have to move the chains as he gets inside El Cerrito territory to the 44-yard line. An 8-yard pickup before Floyd Teasley and Domine Hill bring him down.
Nice little drive here by the Cats, and D'Ambrosio doing a good job not forcing that ball into coverage. That was well covered. Nice zone defense. D'Ambrosio gets outside.
At the 44-yard line now of El Cerrito. Marin Catholic on the move here with 3:40 and ticking to go, 1st quarter. Straight ahead it goes. And they're near the 40-yard line. That was Dizzy Amanthon carrying that time. Lloyd Teasley making the tackle. So it's Marin Catholic just trying to come straight ahead here, control the ball with their offensive line, Brad. And on this drive, it seems to be working.
They don't score many points, 16 on average for the year. Dizzy Amanthon not a big rushing threat thus far this season, only 15 carries coming into the game, but they're utilizing a lot of runners right now.
From the 40, it's Higgins, the fullback, pushing hard near the 1st down at the 31-yard line. That's a pickup of 9, and Dave Clark says, yes, that is a 1st down. Tackle that time by John Norman.
There you see Higgins' numbers, 58 carries, 4.4 on the rush, and here's that OT counter tray, as John Madden likes to call it. Great job by Higgins picking his way. That's a trap block with the off guard and off tackle, and Higgins is able to find some hole and pick up a 1st down again for the Wildcats.
Higgins, a very tough finisher. He's a guy who prefers to run you over rather than try to elude you, and we saw how hard he can push right there. Nice drive here for the Wildcats. Benson straight ahead, another nice hole, and he's near the 21-yard line, close to another Marin Catholic 1st down. Sean Edwards finally making the tackle in the secondary, but look at this blocking up front.
And a good job by that offense and a good lead block there by Higgins, but you got to credit that guard and center combination there for the Wildcats, as most of their yards is right up the gut right now.
Dan Coppy, a nice block, 6 foot, 200-pound senior, his 2nd year starting with this squad. Here you see what Benson did against Sacred Heart. Marin Catholic's played a very, very tough schedule. San Leandro, one of the top teams in the Bay Area, as well as Reardon. We saw them last week, and De La Salle, accounting for 3 of their losses.
We got an equipment problem on the field. We got an official timeout so they can work it out.
Scott Morrison in his 3rd year here, 20-10 at Marin Catholic. His first year, 1998, the NCS Redwood Empire Championship. Knocked off Montgomery, who came into that game also undefeated. That was a heck of a team led by Alan Amundsen, who's now at the University of Oregon, having a great year for them in the Pac-10. Catch is by Adam Callan. He's the big play guy, and that time D'Ambrosio put it right on the numbers. Shabby Evans with the tackle. Adam Callan with a nice catch, and they will move the chains again.
And a nice timing route. Here you see the pass from D'Ambrosio on the post. Callan catches that ball. I like to see him catch with his hands. But he did get in the chest, secured the catch, and another first down for the Wildcats.
Callan, who's really developed into the big play guy, a great baseball player. He'll probably play that at the next level. He's a shortstop for the Marin Catholic baseball team.
Really no pressure instigated by the Gauchos there. They're probably concerned with the running game, and when you get that running game going, it opens up the passing lanes.
From the 11-yard line now, Higgins with the trap inside the 10. Slow and steady on this drive. It's Floyd Teasley who makes the tackle that time. He's also a baseball player, plays for El Cerrito, plays the outfield. It'll be 2nd down now. Very nice drive from Marin Catholic. They had the ball on their first possession down inside the 20 and came up empty after the fumble. We tick away this first quarter. You know, Scott Morrison wants to get points this time. From the end zone, we'll check out this 2nd down play. Straight ahead into the heart of the defense. This time, the Gauchos swarm. Jamonte Cox on the tackle from his rover position. Had a big game against Pinole Valley last week.
Although the first one was blocked, you got to know that Scott Morrison has a lot of faith in J.P. Heaton to kick this field goal if they need to. But the 3rd down situation, very close to about 4 yards here.
Well, that's going to do it for the first quarter of play here at El Cerrito High School. Marin Catholic and El Cerrito battling hard. Marin Catholic threatening the score.
A love of the performing arts is a priceless gift to share with your children or grandchildren. San Francisco Performances invites you to its Family Matinee Series, now in its 10th season. Don't miss top music, dance, and jazz artists for fun, informal, and interactive performances brought to you by San Francisco Performances. Call now, 415-398-6449. Sponsored by SF Gate, Bay TV, and Cron Channel 4.
Even though Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo is more refined and civilized than ever, rest assured, it still hasn't lost its animal instincts. Now returning Daimler Chrysler lessees with preferred credit can get a $329 a month lease on a 2-wheel drive Grand Cherokee Laredo.
Another great matchup here on Friday Night Football. Marin Catholic, they wanted to score first tonight. Very important for them to try to force El Cerrito to the air. And right now they have a chance to do that as they have moved this football from their own 20 all the way down to the 5.
Well, it's really their second chance. They came up with that big turnover, but negative plays and penalties negated that drive, ended in a blocked field goal attempt. Again, a great position for Marin Catholic to be in here. They got to feel they'll come away with points either by field goal or convert this first down and get it in for a touchdown.
3rd down and 3. Benson pushing hard, breaking a tackle and getting down close to the first down.
Where that third effort lunge there might have just picked up the first down for the Wildcats.
Benson, who's worked very hard on his strength and conditioning, and it pays off right here.
And it shows here. There's lowering the shoulders, grabbing the leg, but they're hop, 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 and then leaning forward. And he's going to be very close to the first down.
And a measure this one. It would be 1st and goal inside the 5. They stretch the chains.
All right, we got a first down.
And they've got it.
First down!
Just by the nose of the football. That's about as close as you can get there. But again, that third effort on Benson, enabling the Wildcats to get a first down.
Nice drive here, engineered by the sophomore David D'Ambrosio.
I don't think it's anything fancy here. They've got all their money up the middle. Expect to see more of the same here.
Wildcats trying to punch it in to take the lead here. Benson digging hard, but the Gauchos converge. Domine Hill, good hit right there. He's the first man on the scene. A guy who concentrates only on football. Second-year starter for this team. Also in on the play was Ali Kamarizadeh.
Great penetration by Kamarizadeh. Again, that's what you need defensively. That penetration to hit the runner in the backfield before he can find a hole or make a break.
2nd and goal now for the Wildcats. To the air. Into the heart of the defense and almost picked off. Dangerous pass that time. Interesting play call. They've moved the ball so well up the middle. To Shambe Evans breaking that up. Scott Morrison rolling the dice a little bit there, going to the air on 2nd and goal. 3rd down coming up now.
It really was a gutsy play with that zone-type defense on the goal line. Quick Jamel Jones almost had himself an interception.
Stack it up in the backfield. Give it to Benson. Benson pushing hard, and he's in for the touchdown. Great lead block by Tyler Higgins as he helped Benson along for the first score of the night. Marin Catholic in the lead.
Drive for the Wildcats there, 80 yards. Culminated by a great Benson run. Only deserving. He did a lot of the dirty work there in that whole drive, and he's rewarded with the handoff and the short touchdown run.
Well, Heaton will try the extra point now. Hadn't missed a kick all year until his first attempt tonight was blocked on the field goal. This time he pumps it through the middle, and Marin Catholic leads 7-0. Nice drive for the Wildcats. They take the lead. We'll be back with the kick on Friday Night Football.
It's time for you to go.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Silence. Wait a minute. This entire house is filled with Energy Star labeled appliances. You care about saving energy, and you care about saving money. I'll probably get fired for this, but I'm gonna let you slide.
Sometimes even the simplest home repair can get you into hot water.
Mom, it's fixed.
That's why there's Yardbirds, the do-it-yourselfer's helper.
Yardbirds features Alger leading the way with stylish elegance in plumbing ware and fixtures for the kitchen and bath. Those who know better know Alger.
Hey, young people. Want to do something to help other young people? For 50 years, millions of you have trick-or-treated for UNICEF. The quarters, dimes, nickels, and pennies we collect buy medicines, clean water, nutrition, and education. And that saves children's lives. Hey, grown-ups, Halloween is a great time for children to learn that they can make a difference. UNICEF, saving children's lives, building children's futures.
Nutrisystem.com means no more excuses. Just log on and lose weight. There's private online counseling, no embarrassing weigh-ins, and no center visits. Simply jump online to receive your free membership, free personal profile, and free personalized meal plan. Then select your favorite foods to be delivered direct to your door. It's proven weight loss success. Nutrisystem.com. Log on. Log on today and get free shipping on a 4-week order.
Great drive for Marin Catholic. They lead 7-0.
What was huge about that drive, it was a 19-play drive. Usually at this level of high school, something's going to break down offensively in 19 plays, but not so for Marin Catholic. They chew up 8 minutes and 30 seconds and get the go-ahead score 7-0.
Well, Scott Morrison's plan was to try to get the early lead. He has accomplished that. Now we'll see if he can contain the great athletes for El Cerrito as the Gauchos go back on the attack. Chioki Oyenegetcha will drop back deep with Lamar Cotton.
This is a team that averaged 43 points over the last 3 games. I don't think they're going to go into panic mode just yet.
Oyenegetcha
got to feel that one.
Will try and run this thing down. Now he picks it up late. The track star trying to squirt loose, and he's got some room. It's Morales who finally brings him down at the 35. Not bad to have one of your best defensive guys on the special teams. El Cerrito got off to a tough start this year. Their first 3 games, 1-2, and only scored 13.7. They've really turned it around in the last 3 games. They've improved.
Well, they have, and it's just been a gelling process here for Frank Mile and his offense, and now they've got quick strike threats all across the board. Quarterback Gatewood, Oyenegetcha at the running back position, and don't forget Tashamba Evans at wide receiver. Everybody, anytime they touch the ball, can go the distance.
It's the Gauchos now with Oyenegetcha straight ahead, and he is popped by Crowley from his defensive in position. He closed down quickly that time. Less than a yard on first down for Oyenegetcha.
Great size Dan Crowley, 6'6", 240, had a key block in the touchdown run, and now comes right back defensively, crashes down from the defensive end and takes on a big, tough runner. And Oyenegetcha and brings him down.
Scott Morrison talks about Dan Crowley in terms of the respect he commands from his teammates. At 6'6", 240, he's also a great basketball player for Marin Catholic. Second down now. Gatewood improvising. This is what he does well, but Marin Catholic swarms and drops him. Look at the blue jerseys led by Steve Nelson, the anchor of the defensive line.
Great job for the Cats getting penetration. There's Johnson. Attempted to make the tackle, but there's the penetration, the containment there. Morales is able to force Gatewood back into his Wildcat teammates and everybody in on that sack, it seemed like, for the Wildcats.
Steve Nelson, who's following in the footsteps of his brother, Andrew Nelson, was a team captain here at Marin Catholic. Third and a bundle now. They'll try the draw play to Cotton. And he is hit. David Lignito, a nice, sure tackle. Scott Morrison fired up. His Wildcats have come to play tonight.
And again, a great defensive effort. Those guys are going after the ball, trying to strip it when they are in gang tackling. That's a sign of a well-coached team. They secure the tackle, then you go for that football.
Peter McGannis will punt now. And dropping back is Adam Callan, a very dangerous return man. He's returned 2 kicks for touchdowns this year for Marin Catholic. The way McGannis was kicking in practice today, I'm not sure if Callan isn't a little too deep, but he gets off a beauty spiral kick. There will be no return, and look how quick Sean Edwards gets down there. Wow. Edwards almost beat the football down the field that time. 36-yard punt, no return.
Callan had no real chance. There was a low line drive kick, and that's why we're so surprised that Evans did get down there. Or Edwards, excuse me.
Edwards, who calls himself Biscuit. He's got that nickname going, and Coach Miles says, I don't know why. He said he's going to tell me someday, but I'm not sure where he got the name Biscuit. This time it's Keogh with a nice defensive play. Andrew Keogh having a good game so far tonight.
So that number 5 holding Evans. Yeah, 5 gave him a legal one, then Evans came back for another.
Okay, nothing fancy for the Wildcats. The drive worked last time, hitting it up the middle. Dizzy Amathon carrying this time. They're utilizing their runners very well. Dizzy Amathon, Higgins, and Benson all finding good positive yards right up the middle.
7:25 and ticking here in the second quarter. A second down and 7 for the Marin Catholic Wildcats. Higgins straight ahead, pushing forward across the 40-yard line. Good hitting going on right there, led by Dominic Hill. Also there was John Norman, just a sophomore up from the JV team. Very aggressive player. Interesting how they play with the Rovers, Brad. These guys have a lot of freedom out there. They're really strong safeties, but they can come up and play like linebackers or drop back in secondary. You've got to be a great athlete to be able to pull that off.
You have to have speed, much like the junior Seau, who's got free reign over there with the San Diego Chargers.
From the 42 now, 3rd and 4. Higgins on a trap, and he's got the first down across midfield. Higgins pushing hard for 8 that time, and Norman makes the tackle.
And watch how he just lowers the shoulders right near contact, enabling him to get those extra yards. Here's a nice, again, the counter. Trey, OT, good lead block, and there's just the low shoulder punishing running style of Higgins.
Nose of the football just across midfield now. 6 first downs for the Wildcats here in the first half. D'Ambrosio looking deep. He's got a man. It's Callan down the sidelines. His helmet comes off. Big play right there, but the ball is dropped. Jashambi Evans on defense that time for El Cerrito. See what happened right here. Kind of a duck, but it was on the money.
A little wobbly, but D'Ambrosio put it where it had to be, and there's Callan trying to one-hand it. I'm not sure if that was in pass interference, but a great job getting over there with Sean Edwards to strip it off what looked like to be a sure catch.
Ball disappeared for a moment. It looked like he might have that football, and I think you're right, Brad. He could not get his left arm out. Evans had a hold of that thing. The question is, did he hold on just before the pass arrived or just after the pass arrived?
Reset to 5:45. 5:45, please. The clock kept running on the incomplete. Yeah.
Dave Clark will reset the clock.
Even the scorekeeper thought that was a completion.
Second and 10 now. Callan goes in motion. Higgins on the trap. Pushing forward for 3 to the 47-yard line. It was Tremel Jones in on the tackle. Gotta like the size and speed of Tremel Jones. 5'11", 225. He can hit you.
I like the size and speed of a lot of these athletes out there tonight.
Marin Catholic has converted on all but one of their 3rd down tries tonight. We'll see if they can get another one right here on 3rd and 7 from the 47. Ambrosio setting up the screen to Callan, and Callan has a lot of open field. Callan breaks a tackle at the 30, now to the 20, and inside the 10 he goes. Big play, perfect call. Sean Edwards pushes him out of bounds. 40 yards for Callan.
A great execution here on the wide receiver scheme for the Wildcats. Again, this ball is thrown in the backfield. Lineman can be downfield. D'Ambrosio does a good job of selling it, inviting the defensive line upfield. There you see the lineman downfield getting on the linebackers and in the secondary to make blocks. And then Callan using good field vision to break it outside and very close to 6 points for the Wildcats.
Steve Nelson sustaining his block downfield very nicely. 1st and goal now for Marin Catholic as they try and take a 2-touchdown advantage. Benson, not this time. Keogh leading the way. Getting some help that time from Floyd Teasley. The Gauchos push them back. Keogh with great size at 6'3", 255. Size and smart's a good combination.
The Gauchos get a little fired up on defense, giving up that big play. They come back and respond well with the first down effort by the Wildcats. Andrew Keogh, very impressive numbers so far halfway through the season here.
Keogh huffing and puffing a little bit. Remember, he goes both ways for the Gauchos.
I think he's been on defense forever at this point now.
Benson, nice block. Benson dives. He's in. Touchdown, Wildcats. a 7-yard run. And the Marin Catholics drive down the field and score again.
How about that North Bay League football? Being an MCAL player myself, I like to see Marin County teams do well, and Benson does very well on the counter. Nice block in there by Nelson. Springs him for 6.
Nelson with a big block on the screen, then a big block on the touchdown. And the kick is up, and it's good. 4:09 to play here in the first half. Marin Catholic with a 14-0 lead over El Cerrito.
Does your yard look like this? Do you want it to? Join Henry Tannenbaum on Bay TV for expert gardening advice, the latest in techniques and technology. Whether it's how to plant a water garden, mow your lawn, or grow the perfect fruits and vegetables. Get fired up about gardening. Watch Henry's Garden Saturday and Sunday at 10:30 and 4:30 on Bay TV, Your TV, cable channel 35.
Its ancestors knew the grit of the sand at Daytona, where a mile measured the length of your nerve. It is not meek. It is not humble. It is what happens when you take the soul of the past and meld it with the best of the new. Chrysler 300M, the most powerful V6 sports sedan in its class. Now lease the Chrysler 300M for $369 a month.
Scaffolding and scissor lifts provided by Action Rentals for your local dealer. For all your equipment needs at Action Rentals, you'll find dependable equipment and superior service. Action Rentals, making a difference in your community and throughout the Bay Area. Contact our San Francisco office toll-free at 877-826-1800. Action Rentals giving us the lifts we need to bring you Friday night football tonight. Great to see the business community helping us to promote and support high school sports. So remember, Action Rentals.
They only have 2. They only have 2.
Lamar Cotton and Chioki Oyenegetcha dropping back deep now. Another nice scoring drive that time for the Wildcats, eating up some clock. Only 4:09 left now for El Cerrito.
Popped up.
That's Jones that takes it. And he gets to about the 25. Let's check in now with our man on the sidelines, Rich Cellini.
Thanks, guys. The star of our show tonight has been Greg Benson. I just spoke with him on the sideline and said, playing both ways, do you ever get tired? And he's dripping in the sweat, and he gave me a sigh and said, well, I can't afford to. He said, I'm tired after the game, though. Trust me on that one. Fellas?
Oh, you can bet.
No time to even think about it. 11 rushes, 38 yards. Tough running. But 2 touchdowns, making the Wildcat fans feel very good at this point.
Just a little over 4 minutes to work with now for the explosive El Cerrito offense. Quick pass this time intended for Oyenegetcha. He's covered by Benson, and a good pressure forces the pass a little early from Ricky Gatewood.
Yeah, it didn't seem that Oyenegetcha was ready for the ball. Gatewood delivers it in a nice spot, but Oyenegetcha hadn't had his head turned around in order to see that ball coming.
Marin Catholic definitely trying to make a statement for North Bay football. None of the teams north of the Golden Gate Bridge are ranked by Cal High Sports, and there are some good ones right now. Montgomery of Santa Rosa at 5-1. Cardinal Newman is undefeated 6-0. Neither of those teams has been able to crack the top 10 for Cal High Sports. Gatewood flips it to Deshaunby Evans, and the Wildcats swarm again. First man on the scene that time was Danny Lynch, making his first start tonight for Marin Catholic.
There's 13 tackles, 1 interception on the season.
A little undersized at 5'8", 160, but he is a tough one.
Well, Hart makes up for a lot of times when you lack the size. You play aggressive football, doesn't matter how big you are.
Third and 9 now. Gatewood with time. And the pass hits the turf. A little bit of a wobbler that time, intended for the freshman Chris Ransom. So 4th down, and El Cerrito will have to give up the football with 3:09 to play in the half. Time for Marin Catholic to put points on the board, particularly with their kicker, J.P. Heaton. He's a threat anytime they cross midfield.
Again, defensive line, 4-man rush, able to put pressure on Gatewood, force that pass. Incompletion.
Callan dropping back for Marin Catholic, the big play guy. McGannis with a terrific punt on his first kick of the evening. And this is another beauty. Callan drops the football, but recovers it at the 39-yard line. Well, we'll step aside right here with 3:01 to play. 14-0, Marin Catholic over El Cerrito.
Breast cancer is a devastating illness that changes a person's life in many ways. Having a strong support system is vital. One way we can help is by supporting the American Cancer Society's Making Strides Against Breast Cancer. Please join us on Sunday, October 22nd in Golden Gate Park as we walk for family and friends fighting this disease. To learn more, call toll-free 877-90-MSABC.
Hey, young people. Want to do something to help other young people? For 50 years, millions of you have trick-or-treated for UNICEF. The quarters, dimes, nickels, and pennies we collect buy medicines, clean water, nutrition, and education. And that saves children's lives. Hey, grown-ups, Halloween is a great time for children to learn that they can make a difference. UNICEF, saving children's lives, building children's futures.
See the action on the field. Now go beyond the sidelines for the plans behind the games. Hear from the coaches, the players, and you, the fans. Vernon Glenn hosts Raiders Chalk Talk Monday mornings at 11 a.m. only on Bay TV. And a lot to talk about this year for the Raiders. Off to one of their best starts. From the 39, it's Benson. Pushing hard, Benson to the outside in a foot race with Jamonte Cox. Benson all the way down to the 10-yard line. Great run. "51 yards for Benson."
You get a sense these Gauchos are getting down on themselves a little bit here. One of the things that falls is tackling. There's a nice tough run by Benson. He gets in the clear, and he does a good job here getting away from the sidelines. That way he can initiate contact and still have room to come off, but a nice form tackle wrapping up there to bring him down.
Wow, look at the rushing yards for Marin Catholic. They've had a tough time rushing the football this year. They are executing tonight. D'Ambrosio, nice ball to Crowley, and he pushes his way into the end zone. A touchdown pass for the sophomore. He hits the tight end, an 11-yard scoring strike, and Marin Catholic this time scores quickly. Crowley losing his lid, but he's into the end zone.
He's another kid. It doesn't matter. Just line it up again. I got a little blood. I'll spit it out. Thanks for the rock, coach. Get you 6 points.
Everything working well for Marin Catholic. Frank Milo stunned.
Good job of play calling. Mixed up the run and the pass there. So successful running helps open up that passing game. Crowley on the receiving end of a D'Ambrosio touchdown.
Heaton makes it 21-0. Oh, yeah, they've come to play tonight.
New meaning to the word smash mouth football right there. We'll get that cleaned up. You just tell him he's all right. We'll take care of that after the game.
Feels a lot better after a touchdown, no doubt about that. Scott Morrison keeping his Wildcats fired up. This is a very, very important game for Marin Catholic in terms of the playoffs. They are a 4A team, matching up with teams like De La Salle, San Leandro, and Logan. But in order to make the 4A playoffs, you have to have a 500 record either overall or against teams in your division. Right now, they're 0-2 against 4A schools, 3-4 overall. This would even them up, a win tonight.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a must-win, but it pretty much is. And coming off, they really had the ability to score quickly there. 8-minute drive the first time, 4 minutes, 57 seconds the second one, and this one really a 2-play drive. Marin Catholic showing some explosiveness offensively.
Wow, check it out. Already 128 yards tonight. They've only averaged 76 a football game.
See there, Benson also the team leader, 327 of 500 coming in, but Higgins and Dizzy Amathon have carried the rock a little bit too and helped with those rushing totals.
Team captain Dan Crowley with the touchdown catch. And that has to build the confidence of your sophomore quarterback, David D'Ambrosio. Short kick, trying to keep it away from the athletes, and a nice pop downfield by Tyler Higgins. Oh my goodness, all the momentum going Marin Catholic's way this time, and boy, what a hit by Higgins. He's had a good football game.
Higgins in there, and Johnny Nevin also, the one-armed man, flying in there. You see that cast. Protecting the fingers and hands of Johnny Nevin.
Well, if you're El Cerrito, you've got to hope for a big play right here to try to get some momentum back going into the locker room. They start at the 35, straight ahead. Spinning for not much is Philip Vincent. We haven't seen the fullback much tonight. They used that trap for a couple of touchdowns last week. David Lignito in on the tackle along with Dan Copey. Timeout on the field. Frank Milo will go out and talk with his guys. Let's check in with him out in that huddle.
Okay, hey, on your line splits, tighten your line splits so you can pick up any stunts that might come.
Want me to just take 88 outside because he's coming in quick on the outside. Please
On the outside. Well, if that's your man to block, you block him.
I'm supposed to do a down block, but you want me to just take him out instead?
You take him where you can block him. Come on, just stay with the guy. Just stay with the guy. Okay, tighten your line splits down a little. Okay, they might start coming with the stunts. Okay, we've got 2nd and 9. Let's go spread left, fake X screen. Okay, you arrowing up, okay? Put it 1, 2, 3, first down. 1, 2, 3, first down. Okay, you got to make the blocks, man. You have to block the guy coming from your backside.
Saw Frank Milo talking with Duncan McIntyre. The left tackle has had a tough matchup with those pick defensive ends tonight. McIntyre, whose father also played here at El Cerrito High School. 2:19 to play now in the first half. Gatewood trying to shake loose, and he can't do it. Grabbing him is Dan Copey. Another nice play for Copey. And a timeout taken here with 2:07 to play in the half. Marin Catholic's defense, very impressive, Brad.
Yeah, and there's a force of the long third down situation. Marin Catholic takes the timeout, and they figure they'll get the ball back and their chance to score.
We'll have Diana Yee with the McDonald's halftime news coming up, and then we'll have all the stats and highlights of this one coming at you. So stay with us here on Bay TV's Friday Night Football. Boy, Scott Morrison has got to be pleased. They have executed the game plan to perfection tonight. They've got the early lead. They've put pressure on the quarterback, exactly what he's asked his Wildcats to do, Brad.
It's been a great job by that defensive line, too, because they're getting pressure with that front four copy with the sack last time. But don't forget Crowley and Johnson from the outside occupying 2 blockers.
Well, next week we've got a special treat for you. The final home game for Steve Nigoesco, who plays his final time coaching USF against St. Mary's. Winningest coach in college soccer history. What a tradition he has built at USF. And we'll have that one for you right here live next Friday night. St. Mary's and USF. That'll be a real treat. From the 26, Gatewood will roll and keep. Looking for blocking. And Gatewood gets across the 30 near the 35-yard line. A gain of 8 yards as we go under 2 minutes here in the first half of play.
Marin Catholic would call a timeout there, save some 30, 40 seconds now as they place the ball. They get 25 once they put it in play. Get this ball right around a minute 15 when they have to punt it.
Peter McGannis back on the field to punt now for El Cerrito as Adam Callan drops back. Clock ticking now under a minute and 20. Not a good kick this time, and it's going to give Marin Catholic great field position here. Remember, J.P. Heaton, their kicker, has great range. Scott Morrison said
Man,
they'll
you
try it
gotta
from
keep your
60
composure.
yards. He doesn't care. He thinks Heaton can hit it from just about anywhere.
You got to keep your composure
across
out.
midfield. And they'll start at the 41-yard line. So gain a few yards right here and look for a long field goal. Already leading 21-0.
He'll have his chance, Dave. I mean, they're right at there at the right around 42, 43-yard line. The kick would be from the 50. That's a 60-yarder. So in field goal range, I guess, already for Heaton.
David D'Ambrosio engineering some great drives tonight. Boy, this guy's going to be a keeper the next couple of years for Marin Catholic at the quarterback position. Higgins, big hole. Higgins, close to a first down, takes a pop, likes to deliver a blow and receive one right there. May have a measurement. Tramel Jones locking helmets with Tyler Higgins.
Got a Gaucho down here on the play. Looks to be Sean Edwards, number 21.
Free safety, Sean Edwards, the guy they call Biscuit, down on the field.
Let's take a look at the old counter tray again here to Higgins. Pull off guard off tackle. And again, a nice job finding that lane. There you see Edwards going low to make the hit on Higgins. Looks like he might have twisted his ankle back a little bit there.
So Edwards will limp off the field right here.
It also hurts the Gauchos because it's like a timeout now. Marin Catholic able to get in the huddle and call their play. It's going to be second and short. In essence, it's like a timeout.
Second and 1 now from the 28-yard line. Ambrosio firing downfield. Callan, is it a catch?
What do we got, fellas?
Haven't got an indication yet. And it looks like they are going to give it to Callan right there.
First down!
Yes, indeed. David Clark says first down. Was very, very tight along that sideline. Callan keeps his feet in.
You see it off the play action, and then a great job of Callan getting those toes up. If we had nicer lines here, we'd be able to see it a little more clearly. Our truck says it was a bad call. It's hard for me to tell from this view.
Oyenegetcha pushing him out that time. Certainly looked like his feet had left the ground. From the 20 now, Ambrosio looking for Callan deep. Callan with a dive, can't get there. He had his man beat to Shambi Evans.
Incomplete pass, but a good ball thrown there by D'Ambrosio, allowing Callan and no one else to make the adjustment on the ball. Just a little bit out of reach. It was high enough, but the receiver was able to play it in the air.
So 43 ticks left here in the first half. Marin Catholic already with a big lead. Ambrosio, key stat right there is the fact that he has not thrown an interception. Dizzy Amonthon on the counter. Big hole for him, and he's got a first down inside the 10. Edwards back in the game, makes the tackle inside the 5. My goodness, that Marin Catholic offensive line is blowing some holes in the El Cerrito defense.
You said it, Dave, no question about it. And it's not exciting football if you're a Gaucho fan. It's the same old play. It's the counter tray. And the runners, this time Dizzy Amonthon getting behind that trap blocking. And picking up another huge chunk of yardage on the ground for the Wildcats.
Well, it's got to be frustrating for Frank Milo because that same play is one of their bread and butter plays. So you know his defense has seen it in practice. They just can't stop it right now.
Well, if you execute it, it doesn't matter what if they know it's coming or not. If you get the good execution,
man, it
and a nice
hurts us.
strong play,
Philip, it hurts us.
it's going to work out.
Jesus, it's unbelievable.
There he is, standing next to his fullback, Philip Benson, the guy who runs that same play for the El Cerrito offense. Scott Morrison with the timeout here, and 34.3 to go in the first half. Points here for Marin Catholic would be devastating to El Cerrito's chances for a comeback.
Again, this is a team that scored 40, El Cerrito, I'm talking about, scored 43 points in the last 3 games. No strangers to putting points on the board. So you got to factor in the emotional challenge that this team will face coming out the second half. Assuredly down 21 points, perhaps 24, 28 points to come up.
El Cerrito defense desperately trying to dig in here. First and goal, Marin Catholic inside the 5. Benson will not get it. Beautiful fake by D'Ambrosio, and he's just short of the end zone to Shambi Evans. Nice call for Marin Catholic right there as D'Ambrosio tries to roll for the touchdown. Quickly back up to the line now. Under 20 seconds to go in the half.
Make sure they're set. Thought he'd spike the ball there.
Doesn't. Tries to throw it in the end zone. It's picked up. Look out.
That's 7.
Oyenegetcha with 10-6 speed, and we'll see every bit of it right here. Touchdown, El Cerrito. Holy smokes, what a turnaround. 101 yards on the interception return.
There's the inexperience showing right there. It's D'Ambrosio not spiking the ball, then pressured, and then throwing it up for grabs. And Oyenegetcha is not going to be caught in the open field.
Well, that has been one of the plagues for Marin Catholic. Sophomore-type mistakes for D'Ambrosio right there. He had time to spike it, stop the clock. They're inside the 5. He tried to force it, and it's a touchdown the other way. 101 yards. The longest pass interception in state history is a 108-yarder by Jason Racuyo of Carpinteria. Did it back in 1997. They'll try for 2, and they don't get it right here. Oyenegetcha has been unable to get open and moving. On offense here, he does it on defense. 101 yards, and El Cerrito back in the football game. 21-6.
I didn't time him.
Into the half.
I didn't time him there, but I don't think he beat his 10.6 mark in the 100.
Coming up after this break, Diana Yee with all your news.
SF MoMA, open for interpretation.
Come see the Anderson Collection. Works from the 20th century's most influential artists. October 7th through January 15th.
We'd love to see you smile.
At McDonald's, we know value is about more than just great prices. It's also about great food and having a great time. Hey, anything for a smile.
Our new mini meal deals ought to put a smile on your face. Just $1.99 for a McDouble, small fries, and a small drink, or a McChicken, small fries, and a small drink. Mini meal deals for just $1.99. Part of our everyday McValues menu.
We love to see you smile.
New mini meal deals, just $1.99 every day.
Imagine a desert deep underwater. But then rising like an oasis is a retired oil platform. Carefully prepared, it provides food and shelter in the Gulf of Mexico, attracting all kinds of fish and those who enjoy them. Do people make sure nature has a place to call home? People do.
I've always been set in my ways. So when Subaru told me they were changing my Outback, I was a tad concerned. Truth is, they just made it better. This next generation Outback's got a stylish new body, quieter ride, and their best all-wheel driving system ever. Sort of inspired me to make a few changes. I think this works. The Outback, the world's first sport utility wagon from Subaru.
Good evening, I'm Diana Yee, and this is our halftime edition of the 9 o'clock news. Dozens of patients in Napa tonight are upset with their HMOs. Many say they're losing out on quality care because their doctors are leaving their HMO groups for financial reasons. As Catherine Camici reports, it's the patients who are being left in the cold.
Dozens of mothers, grandmothers, and cardiology patients took to the picket line today.
They are protesting a letter thousands of Napa HMO members received concerning their obstetrician, gynecologist, or OBGYNs and cardiologists.
We're being told that we have to go to Solano County, and that's unacceptable to us. We pay own property here, we pay taxes, we should be able to go to our hospital and see the doctor of our choice.
I'm doing everything I can to be an activist about this. I've written to all our representatives, emailed them all. I don't know where else to go.
One of the 8 OBGYNs who sent the letter is Dr. Brian Henry. He says he and his colleagues can no longer treat HMO patients because they're not getting paid. The group designated by the 5 HMOs serving Napa residents to pay for the doctor's services is Napa Valley Physicians, an independent practice association, or IPA. The OBGYNs have been negotiating with the IPA here since March of 1999.
Hoping that this situation would be rectified. We extended that to December 31, then we just have been extending, hoping that reimbursement would meet our expenses.
Dr. Henry says the money never came, and expenses for specialists have continued to go up. He says the situation has forced some doctors to sell their houses and get loans just to keep their practices afloat. It's the reality of the HMO model Napa IPA officials agree is just not working.
Clearly it's not. Unless because the doctors are taking on too much risk, there's not a way to increase those funds.
Napa Valley Physicians, who invited the protesters in for an impromptu meeting this afternoon, have appealed to the 5 HMOs for more money to pay all their doctors. The IPA is asking for the budget increase based on new laws that allow direct access to OBGYNs for all women, expensive new technology, costly new drugs, and mandatory immunizations. 2 of the HMOs this week agreed to increase their contributions, but the money may be too little, too late.
All the doctors are disgruntled. All the doctors are basically practicing discounted medicine.
Dr. Henry says the only thing that can help now is a major reform of the current health system.
I think HMO medicine may have run its course, and like communism, we should just let go away.
IPA officials here hope today's meeting and another one scheduled for next Wednesday will lead to the return of the 8 OBGYNs. If not, they say they have no choice but to sign with the Solano County Doctors Group, who is willing to work for the pay offered by the HMOs. In Napa, Catherine Kamiji, Bay TV News.
In the East Bay city of Alameda, some rock bands are jamming for a cause tonight. They're putting on a special concert to raise awareness and money for cancer research. Terrence Chung joins us from Alameda with more. Terrence.
Diana, as you can hear right now, the band members are warming up for the show tonight, which is set to begin in about 15 minutes or so. Now I'm here at the Driftwood Bar and Coffee House on Park Street in Alameda. Part of the proceeds from tonight's concert will go to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. The 4 rock and roll bands, the Magnolia Thunderfinger, the Armageddon, the Fracas, and the Tire Belly have been organizing tonight's benefit concert for several months. The idea for the benefit jam started when the drummer for Magnolia Thunderfinger realized that at least one musician from each of the groups has been touched by someone with cancer.
Hits pretty close to home for everybody in the bands.
Cancer hits especially close to home for 31-year-old Tim Chico Freeman, the drummer of Magnolia Thunderfinger. In 1990, his father was diagnosed with cancer.
About 10 years ago, he had a battle with prostate cancer. They had to remove his prostate, and it was very scary. But he's a trooper, you know, battled on through it.
His father is one of the lucky ones. According to the American Cancer Society, every year more than 500,000 Americans die from cancer. The rock and roll bands hope their concert tonight will raise at least $2,000 to the fight against the disease.
$2,000 can support a cancer researcher for 20 days. I mean, it's a drop in the bucket, but every drop adds to a full bucket.
The Leukemia and Lymphoma Society says this rock and roll fundraiser is an original idea.
These guys, it's more pure. They have all been touched by the disease in some way, and they're using the stage and their performance to raise money without asking anything in return.
Now, the concert is expected to continue until about 1:30 this morning. Admission is $6. I'm going to throw this back to you, Diana, and enjoy the show myself.
All right, come back in one piece. Terrence Chung reporting from Alameda. In other news, 9 more people are dead after the bloodiest firefight in weeks between Palestinians and Israeli soldiers. The outburst prompted Israel to say it is rethinking its commitment to the peace process. 113 people have been killed in the past 3 weeks of fighting, most of them Palestinians. Meanwhile, the United Nations voted to condemn Israeli troops for using excessive force against the Palestinians. The UN also called Israeli settlements illegal and an obstacle to peace. 92 countries voted in favor of the resolution. The U.S., Israel, and 4 other countries voted against it. San Francisco Muni drivers have approved a new contract. The new agreement gives drivers a 5.5% pay raise to $22.44 an hour, plus incentives like cash bonuses for drivers with good customer relations. This is the 3rd time Muni workers have voted on a new contract after rejecting 2 earlier proposals. Pacific Bell has gotten a green light from the Public Utilities Commission to go ahead with plans for reverse directory assistance. That means a caller can get the name and address of a person or business by simply providing their phone number. It will cost 95 cents per call. Pac Bell says the goal is to make things more convenient for customers.
Some of the incidents where this might come in handy is if a child is taking down a message for you and happens to write down the phone number but doesn't write down the name.
But critics argue it invades a person's privacy and could pose security problems. Lottery machines will be working overtime tonight and tomorrow for this weekend's drawing, which stands at $85 million. It's been weeks since there's been a winner. You have until 7:45 tomorrow evening to purchase tickets to make Saturday night's drawing. And that's our news for tonight. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more high school football.
Express yourself with style. B. Smith Style mixes classic elegance with groovy accents. Every Saturday and Sunday, be inspired to try something new at prices you can afford. From entertaining to decorating, gardening, cooking, and relaxing. Plus, celebrity guests drop in with helpful hints and glamorous goods. B. Smith with Style. Create lasting memories every Saturday at 4 and on Sunday at 11:30 on Bay TV, Your TV, Cable Channel 35.
And then last year when I went into the hospital, one of the hardest parts of my recovery was dealing with all those complicated claims forms.
We had to file the claim, wait for the check, and then match it back up to the bills. John and I were almost overwhelmed.
And then we heard about United Americans' Medicare supplement policy and their nationwide automatic claims filing.
With United Americans' Medicare supplement policy, almost all of our Part B claims are now filed automatically.
Plus, providers' checks are sent automatically. And we receive a convenient monthly statement showing all claims filed and paid.
Call now, and you'll receive this valuable guide to health insurance for people with Medicare, absolutely free.
Call United American today.
We're sure glad we did. Oh, you know what? I want to show you.
To receive your free Medicare supplement guide, plus information on these affordable insurance plans available from United American, call 1-800-832-4785.
It's the 21st century, and you thought the internet would make life easier. But who can remember all those websites? Then remember this one, rewards2k.com, the one address for all your favorite stores. Borders, books, music, video, and more. Sharper image for unique and innovative products. Toys R Us for the best deals on the hottest toys. Best of all, when you shop rewards2k.com, you get free rewards. Log on today, or for more information, call 1-800-4REWARDS.
We're back at the half here on Friday Night Football. 21-6, Marin Catholic over El Cerrito. Dave Cox and Brad Muster back with you, and understand some of our local cable systems had some audio problems in the first half, but everybody's back online and ready for a great second half of play. Boy, big play to end that half. 101 yards for Oyenegetcha, exactly what El Cerrito needed. We talked about their athletes, and we got to see one right there.
Yeah, the Gauchos seem to be back online also. Faced with going down 28-0, really, that 101-yard interception return makes it 21-7. We got a ball game here in the second half.
Well, Cerrito's got to find some way to stop Marin Catholic. They've really put together some great drives. They're executing beautifully.
And they've done it with long drives, ball control offense, and really the power running game. We get the highlights We go to Greg Benson, his one of 2 touchdown runs. This one a 2-yarder to start the scoring for the Wildcats. And then he takes one 7 yards, similar play, OT. Gets in the end zone. Wildcats up 14-0. Another drive, this one a little shorter. Tight end Dan Crowley takes the post route, takes it in the end zone, 21-0. Wildcats threatening to go up 28-0, but D'Ambrosio unwisely throws the ball up for grabs, and Chioki Oyenegetcha scrambles 101 yards, showing that 10-6, 100-meter speed, and gets the ball game back in the hands of the Gauchos.
Well, Oyenegetcha gotcha. 21-6, Marin Catholic. We'll be back with the start of the third quarter here on Friday Night Football. Coming up next.
Wall Street is now open on weekends. For those who can't miss a single day, the Wall Street Journal Report. From the world's most respected publication, television that helps you make smart choices.
People can make money watching the Wall Street Journal Report.
Saving, spending, getting the most out of your dollar, and more.
But it's not just about money. We also try to help people manage their careers, their homes, and their lives.
Wall Street is now open on weekends. The Wall Street Journal Report.
At American Airlines, we've removed seats throughout coach to give you a little more room where you need it most. On American, coach has more class.
The new BMW X5 from $39,470.
21-6 here at the half. Well, Rich Cellini is down the sidelines with one of the most experienced coaches in the Bay Area. Let's see what the plan is for the second half.
Coach, not the first half you certainly wanted. Did you challenge or encourage your team in the locker room?
I challenged them and encouraged them in the locker room. Offensively, we haven't established anything in the first half. Second half, we've got to come out and establish something we can hang our hat on.
Did Marin Catholic do anything to surprise you?
They came a little harder on defense than we anticipated. Defensively, they're hurting us both on the inside running game and that counter trap of theirs, and we got to shut that off.
Biggest changes for the second half for you guys if you're going to win this game?
Biggest changes, we're going to try to establish something on in our offense. Get things moving offensively.
Thank you, Coach. Best of luck in the second half. Dave, Brad?
Thank you very much, Rich. There are the numbers from the first half, and boy, look at Marin Catholic running the football. Their offensive line has done a great job tonight, Brad.
Yeah, really lopsided, well over what they've been averaging on the year, Marin Catholic in rushing yards, but it's just been total domination. Slightly in the passing yards, 12 first downs to 1, 6 of 7 in third down conversions, but really for Marin Catholic is that one turnover marred an otherwise perfect start for Scott Morrison's offensive football.
Well, Marin Catholic will have the football first to start the second half, and important for David D'Ambrosio to shake off that interception and come back strong and lead another drive. Greg Benson looks like he's ready to go, and boy, what a warrior. Look at that jersey, half torn, helmet, all kinds of skid marks on it. He's a player.
Well, D'Ambrosio's got the luxury of having a Greg Benson and a Dan Crowley out there, senior leadership to rely on. Now, he's just a sophomore here, but he's got the other players to lean on and hopefully get off to a fast start here for Marin Catholic.
There's Dan Crowley, who had a good first half, not only on defense, but had a touchdown reception from D'Ambrosio, one of the leaders of this team. And they can drive and put points on the board, the momentum will be right back in their court. So both teams really important to establish something here in this first drive of the third quarter.
Well, despite being down 21-6, you got to think that momentum maybe shifted a little to the Gauchos. They got a good defensive play there. We see Ricky Gatewood hasn't really had enough time really out on the field to make plays. I don't think he's hurrying things out there, but he's got to just settle down and let the plays come to him as they would normally, not rush anything. And there you see a great player there in Oyenigetcha. Had a big touchdown return on the interception, but he's got to get things started offensively and start it with the running game.
They really have not been able to get him going in the offense at all. The team concept working well against these great athletes of El Cerrito.
We saw some short kicks here from McGinnis in the pregame.
Squib tight kick taken by Baumgartner, and he steps out at the 36-yard line, I should say, and Marin Catholic will have the football now. We'll see if they can get another drive going. It'll be interesting to see what they try and do with D'Ambrosio to try to get his confidence back after that big interception. Run all the way back for a touchdown.
I think they're going to ask him to hand it off a lot. And then also, if you're the Gauchos now, to stop that counter tray, you've got to shorten that trap block. So your outside contain guys have got to come in and initiate that block a lot sooner, not let it get outside so much to shorten that running lane that the Wildcats runners enjoyed the first half.
Well, Cerrito talked a lot about defense in the locker room. Let's see if it pays off. On first down, it does. Swarming. John Norman there along with number 57, Domene Hill. The defensive coordinator, George Austin, is a big part of this El Cerrito program. He has been here with Frank Milo for all 19 years.
There's Domene Hill fighting off the block as Crowley tries to seal him, but the runner runs inside, and Domene Hill meets him right in the backfield.
2nd and 10. Good start for El Cerrito on defense. D'Ambrosio tries to slip one in, and it's batted away. Evans got a hand on that, and that time D'Ambrosio was throwing as he was being tackled. Good pressure for El Cerrito up front. 3rd down and 10.
Jones from his linebacker position getting in the face of D'Ambrosio there, forcing the quick throw and incompletion.
From the 37-yard line now, Marin Catholic trying to convert on 3rd down. Plenty of time. Swinging out for Ziamathan. Ziamathan has the first down. Late flag down. Edwards on the tackle. Nice pickup, 21 yards.
Okay, after the completion? All right. All right.
Doing a hold.
Okay, fellas.
Well, they'll mark that from the spot. I think they're going to be short.
We're going to go back 10,
short.
and we're going to be 3rd down, huh? We're going back 10 from here. We're going to be 3rd down.
In high school football, you mark it from the spot of the foul, which can make things interesting.
10 yards from the spot of the foul. Repeat 3rd down.
So they turn a 3rd and 10 situation to a now a 3rd and 2 after the penalty. But still no great shakes for the Wildcats. They had a first down there.
Short yardage. Marin Catholic has really been able to dominate. We'll see if they do it again right here on 3rd and short.
Again, 6 of 7 in 3rd down conversions that first half. It's because they were in situations much like this.
El Cerrito bringing everybody up. Benson with a nice run. Nothing fancy right there, but he gets the first down. 3-yard run. Tackled by John Norman.
We are coming right at you. Higgins lead block. Benson slides off, finds the softness in the defense, and picks up the first down.
So Marin Catholic moves the ball out to midfield now, leading by 15 points. Benson on the counter, stopped and thrown back. Kamarizadeh, the first man on the scene at 5'7", 258. He's a guy who has improved every week, and they really need him as a staple on that defensive line. He got a late start this year, coming out for the team, but he's done well in the last couple of weeks.
Well, there you see number 57, Domini Hill, engaging that trap block like we talked about a lot earlier in the backfield, forcing the runner inside, and that's where Camisar is able to make the tackle.
Looking for the inside screen to Callan. He does finally get it to him, and he gets to the 46-yard line. Nice patience that time by D'Ambrosio. Lloyd Teasley on the tackle for El Cerrito. This will bring up a 3rd and 6 as they pick up 7.
Yeah, we've seen that play a lot in Friday Night Football. And that was very close to an infraction there. As Callan was coming, he's got to catch that ball and make sure he's in the backfield, or else you're going to get those linemen called for downfield.
Approaching the 9-minute mark here of the 3rd quarter. Stoppage in play here by Dave Clark, sending Marin Catholic back to the huddle.
Getting an equipment problem. Teasley gets
Teasley, yeah.
Chin strap fixed up. Re-snapped. A lot of helmet problems out there. We've got Marin Catholic guys losing theirs, and Gauchos getting their chin straps unbuckled.
That's a great job of the officials making sure of the safety of the players comes first here at the high school level. Pitch it to Benson. Trying to get to the outside, and he does. Edwards finally stops him at the 35-yard line. A pickup of 11 yards and a Marin Catholic first down.
Good job of the quick toss here. Just toss it out to Benson. A good seal block around the end. That's why he's able to get outside contain. Good job switching the ball to the outside arm. And they gently dance out of bounds.
So another 3rd down conversion for Marin Catholic, eating up clock, hoping to put points on the board. They are within J.P. Heaton's field goal range at the 35-yard line.
You really got to be impressed with the front line of the Wildcats and continue their domination here in the second half.
Nice protection. Nice catch. It's Baumgartner. And he's thrown out near the 20-yard line. That is another first down as they pick up 15 yards. D'Ambrosio with a perfect strike to Baumgartner for the first down.
Right now, everything's working for the Wildcats. D'Ambrosio off the play action. Plenty of time to find his receiver, Baumgartner. Secures the catch. Tries to make something else. Trying to get to the sideline. Brought down there. Nice tackle. But again, Marin Catholic, everything working for them right now.
Baumgartner, a 4.0 student, understands the game very, very well. He's like a coach on the field for Marin Catholic. 1st and 10 from the 20 now. Benson off the right side. And Benson has another first down inside the 10. 11 more yards. Oyenegetcha with the tackle along with John Norman. Again, nothing fancy by Marin Catholic, but great execution and very good effort.
The OT works here. There you see the contain, but it was up too far upfield, so the trap block works. Benson able to get inside and out, and it's just a nice, tough run again, lowering the shoulder pads, hitting contact, and making yards after contact.
One of the things Marin Catholic works hard on in the off-season is agility and strength. They have some specific programs that help them with those types of things. You can see that it pays off. 7:30 to go now. Benson stopped this time by Keogh.
A big hit by Hill there, Domini Hill, in the outside linebacker position, or his defensive end position rather, coming right off, unblocked, and hitting Benson in the backfield.
So 7 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. Marin Catholic trying to gain the momentum back here from El Cerrito. Scott Morrison intently looking on here as his Wildcats have marched right down the field here to start the second half.
You're on Crowley here, the tight end.
Benson hit in the backfield and dropped. Ali Kamarizadeh with another nice defensive play.
Similar situation where they used Crowley in the first half. Just a nice little delay pattern where he fakes the block and hits the post route. More of a passing situation now for the Wildcats. 3rd and goal from the 11.
Well, this is where El Cerrito's defenses broke down tonight in these 3rd down situations. Can Marin Catholic convert again here? 3rd and goal. Teasley with the flush into the end zone. It goes. It's Callan for the touchdown. D'Ambrosio with a nice pass, put it right where it had to be for Callan, who comes up with another big play for Marin Catholic, an 11-yard touchdown.
D'Ambrosio rolled out there. It didn't seem like he was forced out there, but it actually made the pass easier. Thought he had time to just step up in the pocket there. Nice pocket was created, but his rollout made it a much easier throw, and Callan the recipient of the touchdown pass.
Heaton for the point. All smiles on the Marin Catholic side of the field. They now lead 28-6 after a great opening drive of the 3rd quarter. Stay with us on Friday Night Football.
Come discover what robots can do, how they're created, and how they're different, yet similar to us. And see what robots do for fun in their spare time. Don't miss Robotics, an amazing new interactive exhibit.
Welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen. Please make sure all carry-on luggage is stored in the overhead compartment and your seat bags.
At the Tech Museum of Innovation, opening October 14th.
Hey, young people. Want to do something to help other young people? For 50 years, millions of you have trick-or-treated for UNICEF. The quarters, dimes, nickels, and pennies we collect buy medicines, clean water, nutrition, and education. And that saves children's lives. Hey, grown-ups. Halloween is a great time for children to learn that they can make a difference. UNICEF, saving children's lives, building children's futures.
Another time-consuming drive for Marin Catholic. This was originally a home game for the Wildcats, and they're playing like it tonight. Everybody around the water bucket right now as the Wildcats consume 6 minutes and put points on the board. Momentum back to the Wildcats now. Cotton and Oyenegetcha back deep now for the Gauchos. It's Cotton who picks it up inside the 10. Coming to the near side. And down he goes at the 27-yard line. Nice open field tackle by Chris Morales. Morales, who also plays lacrosse.
He's a captain of this football team, along with Dan Crowley, guy the Wildcats really look up to. His demeanor, the way he plays and the way he conducts himself. Just a fine example of what a high school athlete should be.
Marin Catholic doing a great job containing Ricky Gatewood as El Cerrito has the football for the first time now in the second half. Trailing by 22. Marin Catholic swarming to the ball. Nice second effort by Benson, however. Not a real big fullback at 5'10", 170, but he pushes the pile forward right there.
Frank Milo just trying to find someone who can get his Gauchos a first down here. Phil Vincent, the fullback.
Here we go. Pro left, 43 power pass, wide stay.
Cotton started the season as the fullback. He was hurt for a couple of games, and Vincent has really taken over the position. He's also a good receiver. We haven't seen El Cerrito try to throw to the backs tonight.
You might see it here, 43 power pass, play action, wide stay. The tight end's going to stand and block. I think they're going to try for the home run here.
2nd and 4. Gatewood. Having to scramble now.
Still scrambling.
Crowley.
Still scrambling.
And now Johnson back the other way.
There's the home run.
He's got a man open. It's Tashambi Evans. Evans loose at the 40. Morales running him down at the 20-yard line. Ricky Gatewood doing what he does best, improvising for a big play. 46 yards for the Gauchos.
This is what Ricky Gatewood brings to the quarterback position. Scrambling, and a lot of strength, too, to get away from these would-be tacklers. There's Dan Crowley right around his legs. Steps through that one, and now the secondary is coming up to play the run. Receivers get behind Evans, behind the defender there, but Morales showing why he is a captain, a student of the ball game, stays deep, is able to make the tackle.
Flags and whistles now. The last thing El Cerrito needs is a mental breakdown.
Ball start. Offense, 5 yards. Repeat first down.
That kind of quarterback play really puts pressure on the defensive secondary. They see him running around. They don't know whether to commit to try to contain him and stop him as a runner, especially Ricky Gatewood, or stay back and try to stay with their receivers and allow running lanes. And you got to think that Morales did the right thing there, staying back and making the tackle.
1st and 15 now after the penalty from the 25-yard line. Setting up the screen, they get it to Oyenegetcha, but Morales reads it beautifully. Big-time defensive play. See Morales' stats, leads the team with 3 interceptions this year.
And we can see it again, and Gatewood doesn't really sell it too well as he scrambles straight back instead of like Marin Catholic using the play action to set up their screen. When you see the quarterback do something different like that, you can kind of sense it out, and Morales was able to do that.
Morales is also a great musician, plays a little guitar. They push him back to the 31 now. 2nd and long, big hit right up the middle. Coming, David Lignito on a blitz.
Third sack for the Cats tonight. We'll see Lignito come here, fight right through the middle, right in Gatewood's face, secures the tackle and the sack.
Solid guy on defense. Scott Morrison calls the plugger of the defense. He's also a great shot putter here for the track team. Boy, the Gauchos, after a 1st and 10 at the 20, are pushed all the way back to the 40 now. Gatewood looking for a big hit down the middle. Has a man open, and it's caught by Luke Knight. Big play as Gatewood just lofts it into Knight, the tight end. Benson and Nevin making the tackle. Nevin playing with a cast on his hand, originally a quarterback for this team.
4-man rush, but Luke Knight is able to get beyond the linebacker zone and in between the land, between the defensive secondary and the linebackers, right down the seam, pulls it in, and that's their first 3rd down conversion. Couldn't come at a better time for the Gauchos.
Nevin, who was the starter at quarterback at the beginning of the year, broke his hand versus Sarah. But continues to play on defense. Oyenegetcha. Nowhere to go. He'll reverse his field. Inside the 5, loses the football, and Marin Catholic has it. It's Baumgartner thrown down at the 1. Second fumble of the night, and a tough one. Oyenegetcha, who had made a terrific reversal, was inside the 5. Can't believe he lost the football there.
Also lost his helmet there. You got to keep that hat on, get off to the sideline, and regroup there. Again, Friday night hasn't been kind to running backs, featured running backs coming in. Michael Porter had a rough evening last week before regrouping in the second half, and here Oyenegetcha, after a nice job to find some running space, coughs it up here, and a big turnover as Baumgartner is able to secure it for the Wildcats.
Boy, tough one to swallow right there for El Cerrito. They turn it over for the 2nd time tonight. Punching it out of the end zone now. Straight ahead it goes, and not much there for Dizzy Amanthon. Dizzy Amanthon also coming off a broken hand injury in fall camp, they call it, which is actually in August. He's battled back from that. Scott Morrison has to be concerned about a turnover himself right here inside their own 5-yard line. D'Ambrosio to throw to the outside, and it's caught by Callan, who breaks a tackle. Breathing room now. Big play right there. Floyd Teasley finally making the tackle. Callan, the big play go-to guy, has been the man all night in clutch situations for the Wildcats.
Boy, how much confidence is Scott Morrison showing in his sophomore quarterback, D'Ambrosio, asking him to come here and back against the wall and fire a second and long situation pass, and they can hook it up and complete it nicely executed.
Every time they've needed a big play, Marin Catholic has been able to come up with it. Now 1st and 10 from the 22-yard line. Over the middle to Crowley. Spins and has another first down as they pick up 12 more yards. Vincent making the tackle.
Crowley's going to have to put some glue on the top of that hat.
Boy, I don't know what the story is tonight. Everybody's helmet popping off. There's some hitting going on out there. Last week, El Cerrito held Pinole Valley to just 94 yards in the air. Pinole Valley, another 4A school that was undefeated. Tonight, they've given up 154 yards. The sophomore, David D'Ambrosio, having a very solid night at the helm for Marin Catholic. Still trying to get some helmets on now. 7.1 to go in the 3rd quarter. El Cerrito needs some big plays, and they need them in a hurry. And now they will roll off the end of the 3rd quarter. Well, the Wildcats on top 28-6, but don't count out the Gauchos as we turn the page and head for the 4th.
What's Bay Area Backroads? It's about exploring a place that's probably the most culturally diverse, ecologically diverse area on the planet. Whether it's a restaurant, a great place to eat, or a great place to stay, or a great trail to hike, or a great river to float, or a great road to drive, we truly do live in a remarkable place on the planet. Join us on Bay Area Backroads every day on Bay TV, your TV.
Future paging and cellular, the lowest price in the Bay Area guaranteed. Now introducing Sprint PCS all-nighters, just $24.99 per month, including 570 free minutes. Qualcomm 1920 on sale now, only $49.99 with $50 in-store rebate. Voicemail, caller ID, and 3-way calling are also available. Hurry, offer ends soon. So go to your nearest Future store today or shop online, future-com.com.
One is the loneliest number that you'll ever do. We sold 90 million records, and it wasn't enough. For that not to be enough was because of addiction. Drugs just took over my life. The call, the power of addiction, it overrode everything. And little by little, a piece of me is stolen, and another piece of me is stolen, and all of a sudden, nothing affects me. Nothing touches me anymore. So I leave the world, and I go and become a homeless person, strung out junkie in an abandoned building, because I can't stand the pain in your eyes. If you care for me, I can't stand to see what you see in me. That journey isn't as far as you might think. The journey that is really far is the one coming back. But even at 50, you can get clean and change your whole life. There is life after drugs. There is life after success.
Marin Catholic started the 2nd quarter with 21 unanswered points. They lead by 22 as we head for the final 12 minutes of this one on Friday Night Football. Very solid game plan tonight from Marin Catholic, and they have executed very well. 1st and 10 from the 34. Straight ahead for Higgins. Look at Higgins go. Great second effort, dragging Gauchos. Jamonte Cox was the first man there, but he could not bring down Higgins. 13 yards on that one.
Good running and a tired defense now. A lot of tackles that should be made aren't. Arms aren't wrapping up. Sense of urgency no longer there. 28-6, you're down. But Tyler Higgins' run is like it's 0-0. Getting the most out of that run. 20 first downs already for the Cats.
Wow.
And it's been a balanced effort. They've done it on the ground and in the air. So Scott Morrison, again, has to be pleased with the offensive effort his team has put out.
Higgins again. Another big hole, and he gets to the 41-yard line. Calling number 44. Time and time again for a big gain. El Cerrito has not been able to adjust to this trap all night long.
Well, Devontae Hill's trying to, but he gets too far upfield, so in essence he's blocking himself, allowing a running lane for Higgins. If he sits back a little bit and tries to take that block on the line of scrimmage, he'll cramp down and shut down some of those lanes.
Evans finally making the tackle there. Marin Catholic on the move. Higgins with 70 yards tonight. Just outside the 40 now. The Wildcats looking to ice this one. It's Higgins again. Third straight time, and this time El Cerrito does stop him as Tramiel Jones, the leading tackler, comes up with a nice play playing off his block. Well, Higgins, the perfect guy to try to run the clock out. Very solid, hangs on to the football, likes to run people over. He's not going to step out of bounds. He's going to knock you down.
He's going to run through arm tackles also. Frank Milo, obviously displeased at this point. Nothing seems to have gone right other than an interception return. But that was more of a Wildcat mistake than a positive thing the Gauchos did.
2nd and 8 now. Higgins again, stopped at the line. Amarizade, first man there. This would be a huge win for Marin Catholic in terms of their playoff hopes. They can say, look at the comparison. El Cerrito was able to knock off Pinole Valley, another 4A team. Marin Catholic, if they can hold on to this lead, can compare that with their victory over El Cerrito, and even if they're hovering around 500, make a very good argument for getting into the 4A playoffs.
Well, they want to view this game as the building block for the rest of their season. This will even up their record, but they've got to feel good about the way they've played offensively and defensively and think that they can run the table from here on out.
3rd and 6. Higgins again. El Cerrito starting to make some adjustments now, and they hit him. Floyd Teasley, the first man there. Marin Catholic was knocked out of the playoffs last year by De La Salle, and there was some talk of De La Salle actually opting out of the 4A playoffs to match up against St. Louis High School of Hawaii. The school from Hawaii was able to get out of their playoffs. And we're going to see a field goal here for J.P. Heaton, still trying to break the school record. This will be a 54-yarder. He makes them routinely from this distance in practice.
We saw him in pregame, and he hit him from out there.
Big rush, low kick, and it's not going to get there.
Not his best effort. Again, it goes in the end zone. They'll spot it at the 20.
So Heaton comes up short. El Cerrito will have the ball when we come back on Friday Night Football.
What is Bay Cafe? I'll tell you what Bay Cafe is. Bay Cafe is a cooking show where you can tune in and see the best chefs of the Bay Area give you their best cooking tips. Let's go.
Okay.
And winemakers tell you all about wine. Talk about unique. And people telling you all about wonderful things that you can do in food, in wine, in the restaurants of the Bay Area. Isn't that great how things just like appear out? Be my guest for breakfast, lunch, dinner, late night snacks, all on Bay Cafe.
Bay Cafe, weekdays at 5:30 on Bay TV, your TV.
This is looking real good.
I remember it like it was yesterday. I was hosting my first big business dinner, and I paid with my Visa card. Turns out I was over my limit. I was so embarrassed, I didn't know what to do. So I got the American Express card, and it never happened again.
Call 1-800-THE-CARD. We can take your application right over the phone.
Applying for the card was one of the easiest things I've ever done, and smartest. And anyone who's ever gone anywhere knows it. I have a place to cash checks, get my mail, and get help when I need it.
My dad said the minute you get a job, get an American Express card. He said, trust me on this one. I've gone everywhere with it. And here's a tip. Sign up for membership rewards, and everything you charge on the card will earn you program points, so you can keep on traveling.
So call now for the American Express card. You can apply right over the phone.
It helped not having a preset limit.
It's great getting points every time you use the card.
I can call 24 hours a day. That helps.
No matter what you do or where you go, the American Express card can help you do more.
This country was built with hard work and good tools. Today, the Harbor Freight Catalog offers quality name brand tools at the lowest prices from the convenience of your home. Log on now for a free catalog. Power and hand tools, automotive and shop equipment, air tools and compressors, metalworking and woodworking, all from our free Harbor Freight Catalog. For your free catalog, log on to harborfreight.com. That's harborfreight.com.
Really like to pull up that belt and let the oxygen get in there. Here's the counter El Cerrito version. Gets a helmet right in the gut there. There's Greg Benson, leading tackler for the Wildcats. Puts his stamp on. Oh, you're gonna get you.
Benson definitely delivers a blow. Going to get you to his feet. Marin Catholic defense showing some class. So the problem for De La Salle was trying to get out of the NCS playoffs. The NCS does not allow a regular season game played after November 11th. They could have petitioned out of that, but didn't get it filed in time as Gatewood throws now. And down he goes. From the outside, it's Crowley turning him in. Exactly how they drew it up on the chalkboard this week in practice.
Looks like Gatewood really sacks himself here. He eludes the initial pressure. He really has no pressure at this point, but he does try to step up and make something happen. That's where he runs right into Crowley.
Crowley, another guy from Marin Catholic that worked very hard in the offseason to get ready. Ball's loose. And Marin Catholic comes up with the football. It's Danny Lynch making his first start for the Wildcats, and he comes up with a big play right here.
Just in the exchange there, I don't know if the quarterback pulled out or not, but Lynch is the recipient of the ball on the ground, and Wildcats get another turnover.
Tough night for Ricky Gatewood and the El Cerrito offense. Boy, hard to imagine these great athletes being corralled like they have been tonight by Marin Catholic.
What happened?
Great team effort on defense for the Wildcats. From the 16 now of El Cerrito. Benson down inside the 15 and down near the 10-yard line. Nice run. Straight ahead, Tramel Jones right there for the tackle, but not until 8 yards, reeled off by Greg Benson.
Substitutions now for the Gaucho defense. New personnel, and perhaps expect Marin Catholic to get some fresh legs in there also.
They spot it at the 7-yard line now. 2nd and 2 for the Wildcats, and flags and whistles just before the snap.
Probably got to delay a game here.
Delay. Go back 5.
Ambrosio trying to use as much of the clock as he can.
Dead ball. Delay a game. 5 yards. Repeat second down.
Uses just a bit too much this time. 6:38 to play now. Marin Catholic Wildcats with a big lead, trying to add to it right here.
I think D'Ambrosio's good friends with Heaton, and he didn't want to get the touchdown. He wants Heaton to get that field goal.
There you go. Still looking for that record. It would be nice to get it on Friday Night Football. Inevitable that he will, at some point in time, make his 7th of the year. Higgins stumbles and gets just a yard this time. Camarizade making the tackle for El Cerrito. He's had a busy night on defense. As the band plays on here at El Cerrito, not giving up hope. The lone touchdown for El Cerrito on Chioke Oyenegitche's 101-yard interception return. Got to see his sprinter speed. Benson plunging forward, trying to dig behind the block of Patrick Harrington.
And now for the record. The Wildcats send out their field goal unit.
Closer try this time.
Probably ease up on this one now, kick it up into the homes that surround the field here.
Some houses that have a great view of the field. This will be a 26-yarder. Plenty of distance on this one. And he got it for the record, a school record for J.P. Heaton, breaking the record of Gary Cassano from 1985. Sorry, Gary, your record has finally gone down as the junior J.P. Heaton gets some congratulations from head coach Scott Morrison. And points on the board, making it 31-6 for Marin Catholic here on Friday Night Football. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Does your yard look like this? Do you want it to? Join Henry Tannenbaum on Bay TV for expert gardening advice, the latest in techniques and technology. Whether it's how to plant a water garden, mow your lawn, or grow the perfect fruits and vegetables. Get fired up about gardening. Watch Henry's Garden Saturday and Sunday at 10:30 and 4:30 on Bay TV, Your TV, cable channel 35.
At McDonald's, every order is made hot, fresh, right to order. So I'm not just making a burger.
I'm making your burger.
Right now, we're making mini meal deals for just $1.99. A McDouble, small fries, and a small drink, or a McChicken, small fries, and a small drink. Just part of our everyday McValues menu.
We love to see you smile.
New mini meal deals, just $1.99 every day.
Well, after you watch the Niners play on Sunday, hear what the coaches have to say about it on Monday and get your chance to question the calls. Join Mike Skloot and Will Selva for 49er Chalk Talk Monday at noon, only on Bay TV. Cotton and Oyenegitche back deep. You can bet El Cerrito would like to see Oyenegitche get his hands on the football right here. Chance to try to chop into this lead. Only 5:16 to play. Really intense eyes for Oyenegitche. This one will roll back, but not far enough. Picked up by Jamonte Cox, and down he goes at the 23-yard line. Chris Porter on the bottom of the pile with David Lignito. Look at that total yards. Domination by the Wildcats.
And again, coming into the game, Wildcats averaging only 16 points, maybe a little over 200 yards offensively, and exploding tonight on Friday Night Football under the lights.
Well, if you're going to do it, good to do it. When you're on TV throughout the Bay Area, 31-6 now. Marin Catholic trying to make a statement for the North Bay. 5 minutes to close this one out. Gatewood loses the handle, and down he goes. It's Johnson and Crowley converging on Gatewood.
Again, among the losses suffered by Marin Catholic, De La Salle was one, San Leandro, Reardon, a team we saw earlier on Friday night football that got things going very well this football season. So they've had some tough games.
Second down and 14 from the 20. Johnson putting pressure on Gatewood again, but he gets away this time. Looking deep down the middle. Tipped and incomplete. Morales knocking it away from Luke Knight. Let's check in with Rich Cellini now down on the field.
I think we have the two hardest working fellows down here on the field. We've got Brock Winter and Ryan Morrison. Ryan, tell us about your job here tonight.
Well, I run the balls in, and I'm the ball boy. So, see, here we have a ball, and after it's a turnover on downs, I got it going every time. And, like, when we're on offense, I got to give them this ball.
Ryan, what about your job?
I take the team out and I bring it back to the players and I give it to one of the players for the kickoff.
And you guys also help out during basketball season, is that right?
Yeah.
Are things more fun around home when the teams win?
A lot more fun.
You guys been tired tonight?
Yeah.
Thanks for all your time. Good luck. Who's your favorite team?
He's got to get to work.
I don't really have a favorite football team.
What about the Wildcats?
Yeah.
You?
Wildcats.
Wildcats.
Rich.
Thank you, guys.
Rich, he's got to get back to work. That's a turnover.
They need the football.
You're going to
Johnny
make him run.
Nevin, who
There he
comes up
goes.
with a big play.
He's running all the way across the field. Here's
Gonna have to
Nevin
play
with the
catch-up.
interception. That was just thrown up for grabs there as Gatewood trying to make something happen. But Nevin, the receiving end of that turnover.
Take it down just a little. I'm sorry. I said it too early.
Nevin playing with that broken hand, coming up with the INT. Got to be impressed with the guy who plays with a cast on his hand at the high school level. From the 20 now, 1st and 10, Marin Catholic back in business. Tyler Higgins moving the pile forward. And he picks up 6 yards on 1st down.
Well, you know, there's no injury redshirt years at the high school level. You get your 4 years and you're out of there, whether you're a freshman, sophomore, junior, or senior. And football means an awful lot, although only a junior. Nevin looking to get the most out of his football experience at the high school level.
Got to bring back memories for you, Brad. Higgins wearing your high school number 44, making the Marin County League look good.
That's right. It's good to see Marin County represented here Friday Night Football, and really couldn't have played a better game, and Scott Morrison has to be happy with his Wildcats tonight.
Higgins again. And you look back on your career, Brad, what level of play did you really feel like you had the most fun at? High school, college, pro?
Well, aside from Pop Horner, definitely it was high school. I mean, that's when you're playing with all your Pop Horner buddies. You still got that, it's just like a family atmosphere. You go on, later on, you play, if you go to junior college, like I'm coaching at the Santa Rosa Junior College, you got a lot of Sonoma County guys that get to play together for the first time, or even in college. Then you play with a lot of new people, but in the high school level, you're playing with guys you've been next door neighbors with throughout your years of schooling, and really just the school atmosphere is a lot better. It's just a wonderful time.
Higgins heading to the end zone, just short at the 1-yard line. Boy, that offensive line tonight from Marin Catholic has done a great job. 5 yards on that one before Sean Edwards can make the tackle. 1st and goal now.
Just pounding. They've had dive leads. They ran that counter tray OT play very well. Only one toss sweep, but most of that yardage, again, coming between the tackles, whether it's a lead block or a little trap play. And you need strong offensive line play for it to work, and they've certainly gotten that tonight.
They spot it just outside the 5. 1st and goal. Higgins on a dive. Straight ahead he goes. Getting a nice lead block from Bobby Gebhardt. 155-pound junior. A backup player, and he gets in on Friday Night Football and tries to spring Higgins into the end zone. Chris Zico's making the tackle right there for El Cerrito. Zico's a big fella, 6'1", 265, but not the biggest guy on the team for El Cerrito. Higgins again, stood up on the line. Biggest guy on the team is Darryl Cash at 6', 280. He's listed, but coaches say he's more like 300 because his jersey from last year didn't fit at the beginning of the year. And he was listed at 280 last year, but he wouldn't get on the scale. So who knows?
Look at Tramel Jones. He hasn't quit here. Man responsible for the last stop. Yeah, I can't believe the size of some of these high school players these days. And when I was playing, you had a lineman that was over 200 pounds. You thought you were doing a good job and had good size. That wasn't that long ago.
No, it wasn't. 3rd down and goal. I'll vouch for that. Under a minute to go now. It's Higgins, and they stand him up. Kamara is the day, making the nice hit right there with some help from Floyd Teasley.
You're going to wonder if they'll go for their 8th field goal here.
Could be. Under 30 seconds to go now. Doubt we'd see them tack it on right here, however, as David D'Ambrosio made the one big mistake.
I think the refs will let him run this clock out, and that should be the ball game here.
Other than that, Scott Morrison has to be very, very pleased with his sophomore quarterback. Marin Catholic makes a huge statement for North Bay football and definitely has to put their name in the hat for the 4A playoffs. With the victory here over Frank Milo's El Cerrito Gauchos, a blow for the 2A power. We'll take a break right here. 31-6 is your final score. We'll be right back with a final wrap-up here at El Cerrito High School.
Express yourself with style. B. Smith Style mixes classic elegance with groovy accents. Every Saturday and Sunday, be inspired to try something new at prices you can afford. From entertaining to decorating, gardening, cooking, and relaxing. Plus, celebrity guests drop in with helpful hints and glamorous goods. B. Smith with Style. Create lasting memories every Saturday at 4 and on Sunday at 11:30 on Bay TV, your TV, cable channel 35.
The things you do. Martin and Harris Appliances and Whirlpool know there are times when you have to do the things you do. So Martin and Harris Appliances features Whirlpool appliances. Your busy life keeps you running. That's why so many choose Whirlpool appliances, so you can do the things you want to do. Martin and Harris Appliances and Whirlpool. A job well done.
Martin and Harris Appliances. We help you do the things you do.
There's your final score, 31-6. Marin Catholic travels across the Richmond Bay Bridge, and they win it, but the play of the game goes to the other side of the field, no doubt about it.
D'Ambrosio rolls out, under pressure, throws up an ill-advised pass. Chioki Oyenegetcha makes the catch 101 yards later, getting the only points for El Cerrito Gauchos tonight, and that is your McDonald's play of the game.
Well, hope you enjoyed our coverage tonight. Don't forget, next week, a special treat, college soccer. St. Mary's and USF from Negoesco Stadium in San Francisco. Steve Negoesco's final home game at USF. That should be a lot of fun next week right here on Friday night. For Rich Shalini, Brad Muster, and all of us here at Bay TV, I'm Dave Cox saying good night from El Cerrito. Once again, the final score, 31-6, Marin Catholic.